Hello and welcome to Cascade High School. My name is Lec Zorn and I'll be bringing you all the action as your resurgent Cascade Lady Cadets challenge the Plainfield Lady Quakers in Game 20 of the Indiana high school basketball season. Well, it's been a wild and crazy week for Cascade. On Thursday night, they made one of the most spectacular achievements in school history at Cloverdale. The Lady Clovers led 30-12 in the second quarter, but the Lady Cadets responded with an extraordinary 25-1 run and went on to win in double overtime by a score of 79-73. That was Cascade's fourth consecutive win, ninth in their last 12 games, and moved them up to 9-9, evening their record at 500 for the first time this season, making a great recovery from an 0-6 start. Last night, however, here at Clayton against South Putnam in the Western Indiana Conference crossover game, the Lady Cadets played like a team that went to double overtime the night before. In a game plagued by fatigue, they lost 49-41 against a team they beat 55-52 here at Clayton back on December 16th. This afternoon, playing their third game in less than 24 hours, Cascade goes up against one of their toughest opponents of the season, the always tough Plainfield Lady Quakers, who have recovered from an 0-3 start and are currently 13-7, having won the Hendricks County Basketball Tournament this month. Cascade is led by 5'6" senior point guard Olivia Bryant, who's having a breakthrough season, averaging 16.3 points, 2.9 assists, and 2.6 steals, all team highs. She's followed by 6' senior Hannah Rasnick with 14.5 points per game, 5'10" senior Amelia Bryant with 7.8 points and a team high 8.7 rebounds per game, 6' senior Trinity Hostetler with 2 points and 5.2 rebounds per game, and 5'8" sophomore Taylor Norris, who has replaced Sophia Bryant in the starting lineup in the last few weeks and averages 4.6 points and 3.4 rebounds per game. Norris has shown a lot of signs of becoming the third offensive threat I've long said this team needs to make a deep tournament run. Meanwhile, Plainfield lost two starters from last season who are now playing college basketball at the NCAA Division I level. Riley Blackwell at Northern Illinois and Kayla Castile at Evansville. However, while not having any major stars, the Lady Quakers have emerged as a near top 20 team with a nucleus of 6 solid but unspectacular players who function very strongly as a unit. Cascade's leading scorer is 5'9" senior Indira Peters, who averages 10.5 points per game, as well as leading the team in rebounds with 7.1 rebounds per game. In addition, 5'8" senior Samantha Ollinger averages 8.4 points, while leading the team in both assists with 4.6 assists per. Samantha Ollinger averages 8.4 points while leading the team in assists with 4.6 per game and steals with 2.6 per game. In addition, 5'9" freshman Macy Woods is off to a very promising start to her career. She averages 6.5 points and 1.5 steals per game, while 5'10" sophomore Sarah O'Day averages 6.8 points and 1.6 steals per game. 5'10" junior Kaya Haberkorn averages 8.3 points and 3.7 rebounds per game. And finally, 5'8" junior Aubrey Barker averages 4.9 points per game. Cascade's head coach is David Carpenter, who's 42-25 in his third season with the Lady Cadets. Plainfield's head coach is Kurt Binge, who's 356-167 in his 23rd season with the Lady Quakers. Well, at this time, we'll take a short break for a few words from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with the opening tip-off. Cascade Plainfield coming at you live next. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the cadets, Hendricks Regional Health, Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, and North Salem State Bank, Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, and Dunn Insurance Agency, Gold Partner, Endeavor Communications, Silver Partner, Electric Plus, and Bronze Partner, Hankey Photography, and DMH Photographics. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student-athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, we're just about ready for the tip-off. The teams are nearly done with their warm-ups. There's 1:28 to go left on the pregame clock. Got a note from college basketball just in. Purdue has beaten Iowa 87-64. The Boilermakers continue the longest winning streak in the country right now at 15 games. Boy, it'd be great to see, Matt Painter get the Boilermakers to the Final Four, their first in 38 years. And, I always said Gene Cady, one of the best coaches of all time who never made a Final Four. He was there 25 years, got to a couple of Final Eights, and then 3 more Final 16s, but never further. Meanwhile, Matt Painter, now it's hard to believe he's been there more than half as long as Cady has. Painter in his 13th year with the team. But anyway, back to action here. This is a great cross-county rivalry. There are 7 high schools here in Hendricks County. And Cascade plays 4 of them, of the other 6, Cascade plays 4 of them in girls basketball every year, not only Plainfield, but also Tri-West, Avon, and Danville. And it would be great to, get Brownsburg and Bethesda Christian on the schedule as well one of these years. And why not, play all 6 of them. And then, of course, sometimes Plainfield does play Brownsburg in the Hendricks County Basketball Tournament. And at that, we will pause for the national anthem.
For the safety of all fans, we ask all children remain in the stands with parents and supervise at all times during today's game. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, please respect the decisions of today's officials and coaches and be positive role models. Positive behavior for the young athletes playing today. Hendricks Regional Health is proud to be the indispensable sports medicine partner for Cascade High School. At this time, we would ask that you please rise. Kindly remove your hats. Face the flag at the west end of the gymnasium as we celebrate our freedoms, those we currently protected, and to honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Well, thank you to Cascade for that lovely rendition of the national anthem. So now we're set for the starting lineups to be introduced there on the floor. But anyway, last year, these are 2 teams who were both hit fairly hard by graduation, each losing 2 starters to college basketball. And Plainfield's both, like I said in the pregame, both at the Division I level. Riley Blackwell at Northern Illinois and Kayla Castile at Evansville. And then Cascades, of course, as I've said many times this season, Bailey Walker at Franklin and Michaela Collier at Goshen. But last year, the teams played twice. They played first in the Hendricks County Basketball Tournament and then once a regular, and then also in their regularly scheduled game, both of which were played at Plainfield. And Cascade, despite being a 2A team to Plainfield being a 4A team, and Plainfield having been ranked much of the season, Cascade actually nearly pulled off the upset both times, falling by 4 and 3 points respectively. In fact, in their second of the 2 games, Cascade had 3 attempts at 3-point field goals in the final seconds that were unsuccessful. Any of them would have tied the game and sent it into overtime. So now Plainfield heads out to the center court to start the game. Cascade's taking some final instructions from Coach David Carpenter. The Lady Cadets playing their third game in less than 48 hours. It wasn't meant to be that way. But the Cloverdale game was moved from a week ago Friday to this Monday and finally to this Thursday, setting up the 3-in-a-row situation that I believe, contributed heavily to their loss last night against South Putnam, a team that they had beaten back on December the 16th. So now Trinity Hostetler jumping against Takaya Habercorn. Cascade controls the tip. It'd be great if they could get off to a good start. Last night, they made an unusually high number of substitutions, I think. And now the pass, a steal attempt knocked out of bounds to Cascade. But I believe that Coach Carpenter was trying to, give the starters at least a little bit of rest so they'd have something in the tank for today. Now, after today, they have, it's not until 3 games that they play their next game, which is senior day, our senior day against Avon. Now a steal there, however, taken all the way down, the miss is put back up and in there by O'Day. So Plainfield scores first about 30 seconds into the game now. Cascade had not a lot of, turnovers last night, but they had several. I think fatigue probably was a factor, and at least some of them. And now now once again tipped out of bounds. That ball went actually way out down the hallway, and a Cascade player chased it. I believe that was Amelia Bryant. But no, it was ruled Plainfield's ball. But I think Coach Carpenter, did the high substitutions and gave a lot of playing time to some girls who really haven't gotten a whole lot of varsity minutes this year, such as Emma Parsons, Juliana Schmidt. And now a missed shot by Plainfield. Cascade gets the rebound. Put it up off the glass and draws the foul. So 6:47 to go here in the first quarter at Clayton. Plainfield leads Cascade 2-0. Sarah O'Day, the foul. That's her first. Hannah Rasnick Amelia Bryant going to the line. Amelia, no good off the back of the rim. Free throw shooting has been a relative weakness of Cascade lately. Now it's Amelia's second, so she missed them both. They got to hit their free throws more regularly. And now sloppy pass. They were trying to hit Woods for the layup, but she mishandled it, got it back. Now gives it over to Olinger, who puts it up and in. So 4-0 now at the other end. Layup, and she's fouled, and she hits it. Taylor Norris, who's had some nice moments. She had a couple of good games off the bench, a couple of double-figure games, and then she earned her way into the starting lineup, replacing Sophia Bryant. For about the first half of the season, the Bryant triplets were all starting. Now Taylor, no good on the free throws, so right off the bat, Cascade 0 for 3 for the line. And now at the other end, Plainfield puts it up, no good. However, Habercorn gets the rebound and knocks it out there to O'Day. Now inside to Habercorn. She pitches back out to Woods near the three-point line. Now Ollinger has it. Good ball movement by the Lady Quakers early on. Now a three-pointer from the corner. No good. Rebound. Cascade did rebound well last night, despite the fatigue. That was one of the strongest aspects of their game. And now Hannah on the other end, spin around, puts it up, but no good. Hannah's shot has been off for most of the season. She is averaging 14.5 points a game, second on the team behind Olivia, but unfortunately shooting less than 40% from the field. Ollinger now takes it in, no good. Amelia the rebound. She brings it up herself past midcourt. O'Day guarding very aggressively. Now Now Olivia wide open for three. No good. Olivia's three-point shooting has been off lately. Now a bad pass intercepted by Habercorn. They got to stop the bad passes. So Plainfield leading 4-2, 3 minutes into this game now. Ollinger with the ball. Pitches over to Woods. Now to Barker. Barker at the free throw line. Pitches over to an open. In and out on the three-point shot. And Olivia the rebound. Pitches up to Amelia. Takes it to the basket. And now she loses control. And it's knocked out of bounds to Cascade. So Carly Gibbs and Juliana Schmidt coming in for Plainfield. Carly Gibbs is sitting down. It looks like Carly Gibbs is slightly limping. I hope she's okay. Amelia Bryant sitting down as well. So Olivia with the ball now, being heavily guarded by Ollinger. Now drive to the basket, puts it up off the glass, and she hits it. That was Carly Gibbs. So we're tied at 4, nearly halfway through this first quarter here. So O'Day with another 2, so that puts Plainfield back on top, 6-4. O'Day has a game-high 4. So now Gibbs takes it and tries to draw the foul. They got a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Plainfield. 3:58 to go. Plainfield leading 6-4. Well, like I was starting to say, I think that Coach Carpenter did the mass substitutions last night to preserve his girls so they'd have something in the tank for today. And, whatever they have left, they might as well go ahead and burn it, going for victory here today because, then they can recharge their batteries to the rest of today and then tomorrow and Monday before their senior day showdown with Avon on Tuesday night. So Abby Phillips scores 2 for Plainfield. It's an 8-4 Plainfield lead, and we got a whistle on the other end. 3:39 to go here in the first quarter. So now Emma Parsons and Katie Cleveland both coming in. Trinity Hostetler and Olivia Bryant both sitting down. Olivia had 34 night before last in the huge come-from-behind win at Cloverdale. Only 8 last night. Clearly fatigue had set in for her, understandably so. And now Cascade goes for a steal. And now three-pointer, though. No good. Cascade comes with the rebound. It was Gibbs who got the rebound. Now Hannah fakes the 3, drives to the basket, and they got her for a travel. And now they find a wide open under the basket. That was Barker. So all of a sudden, Plainfield's run off 6 points in a row since it was tied at 4. Now Katie Cleveland with the ball passes across court to Amelia Bryant. So Coach Carpenter's continuing a lot of the mass substitutions that he did last night. I don't know how that will affect chemistry. We'll see. But now Katie for 3. No good. She did hit one last night and one in the Northview game. And there's a collision on the rebound attempt. It will be Plainfield ball. So the substitutions continue so fast that I have a hard time keeping track of them. At the same time, though, this is good experience for some of these, young players. Juliana Schmidt, a freshman, got a big chunk of playing time last night. And with Cascade, about to graduate 7 players, and with not returning, a lot, with not a lot of varsity experience among the returning players for next season, this is good experience. So now no good on a three-pointer. Emilia pulls in the rebound. Takes it up herself. Now she drives to the baseline, finds a hole, and there's a whistle here. I think she was fouled. I don't know if they'll say she was in the act of shooting or not. Now Olivia's set to come back in. Foul is on Phillips. her first. So Olivia comes back in now. I didn't think they'd keep her out long. Juliana Schmidt, the 5'5 freshman, sitting down. She had several good moments last night. Two minutes to go now. Cascade trailing 10-4. And now Hannah gets the ball, puts it up off the glass. She draws the foul. That was on Olinger. Sorry, that was Amelia Bryant going to the line now. She'll go to the line for two. Her first one is up, and it is good. Now Hannah Rasnick coming back into the game for Katie Cleveland. 1:54 here to go in the second quarter. First quarter, at Clayton. Next to last home regular season game of the season for Cascade. In and out for Amelia. She's 1 for 4 on the game. Free throw shooting been a weakness for Cascade recently. 68% through 17 games. And now a steal there by Carly Gibbs. And now pitches down court to Olivia. And now she gives it over to, who was that? Amelia, who lays it in. She has 3 now to lead Cascade. So now Cascade's trimmed the lead from 6-3. But somebody's forgot to cover. And now they've that left Macy Woods open, and she's fouled in the act of shooting, so she will be going to the line. That's only the second foul of the game against Cascade. It's on Hannah Rasnick. Her first, Sarah O'Day going to the line. She has a game-high 4. So O'Day good. She has 5 now. So Carly Gibbs coming in for Amelia now. No good on the second one. O'Day with 5. And it's an 11-7 lead for Cascade. Now down to Olivia on the other end. Oh, she puts too much on it, though. So it's 11-7 now. And again, and now this time it was laid up and in by O'Day. She has 7. Cascade not. Oh, and then very bad pass. Lucky it wasn't stolen there. Cascade's got to settle down. Plainfield on a 9-3 run now since it was tied at 4. 1:02 to go here in the first quarter. Now this is a game coming in with Plainfield being a Class 4A team on the door of a top 25 ranking. I did not expect Cascade to win today. And certainly there are mitigating circumstances beyond that, this being their third game in less than 48 hours. But I do want to see them give at least a great effort and not give the game away. And now, wow, now that's a jump ball position. Arrow favors Cascade. It was very close to being a foul there. 50.3 seconds to go. So now into Olivia. She's in the corner. Now coming off a pick, but she does not. She still continues dribbling the ball now back near midcourt. Now gives it up to Hannah, who now moves toward the three-point line. And now some nice dribbling. Gives it over for a three-pointer. No good. And now fight over the rebound, and there's a foul. I think they're going to get, Gibbs for fouling Habercorn. It will be a non-shooting foul. Only the third Plainfield, only the third Cascade foul of the game. They trail 13-7, 29.7 seconds to go. Plainfield enters the game at 13-7. They had won 6 games in a row before losing to Mooresville last night, 46-29. A loss to a 4A team that's frequently ranked would not be, anything to hang your head over, but certainly, you want to at least see a good effort and to see Cascade play good fundamental basketball, even if tired. And now a three-pointer, no good. And with 1 second left, 1.1 seconds left, out of bounds to Cascade. So just time for a quick heave. I think it's going to be Gibbs who throws it in. Gives it into Hannah, puts it up from midcourt. I don't know if she got it off in time or not, but it almost went in. It hit the backboard and the rim before falling to the floor. No good. So after 1 quarter of play here at Clayton, your score, Plainfield 13, Cascade 7. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the Cadets, Hendricks Regional Health. Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, and North Salem State Bank. Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, and Dunn Insurance Agency. Gold Partner, Endeavor Communications. Silver Partner, Electric Plus. And Bronze Partner, Hankey Photography, and DMH Photographics. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student-athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, we're about to start the second quarter with your Cascade Lady Cadets playing their third game in less than 48 hours. They trail the cross-county rival Plainfield Lady Quakers by a score of 13-7. Cascade is playing like a team that's playing its third game in less than 48 hours, and especially for the first of those games on Thursday night at Cloverdale, having gone to double overtime. They simply, this schedule quirk, that was caused by the 2 reschedulings of the Cloverdale game, certainly affecting the Lady Cadets' play. I just, I don't expect them to win today. I mean, if they do, all the better. But I want to see them play a good fundamental game and then go home and get a good couple of days of sleep and get ready for the Avon game on Tuesday for Senior Day. So now, O'Day with the ball. She pitches over to Barker. Now over to Olinger for 3, and she hits it. Olinger has 5 points now. 16-7 now. Now Plainfield a little slow getting back. However, the rebound put up, and she's fouled. So Cascade got 2 offensive rebounds on the third one. Amelia Bryant was fouled. She will go to the line, but she's got to hit her free throws. Coach Carpenter animated now, talking to Olivia, who has not scored yet. Only 8 points last night after 34 on Thursday in the big double overtime win at Cloverdale. No good on the first free throw. Yeah, I mean, it's free throw shooting, if this continues, I mean, it could very well cost Cascade some games. She did hit the second one at least, cutting it to 16-8. So now baseline jumper. No good. And now Gibbs takes down, puts way too much on it. That's the second time a Cascade player has done that tonight. And now on the other end, no good. Plainfield shooting not particularly good, and that's helping Cascade stay within relative striking distance. And now we got a whistle here. Foul on Taylor Norris there, her first, team fourth. Plainfield's committed 7, so Cascade already in the bonus. I'd like to see them drive a lot more, try to draw some fouls. I have noticed that it just occurred to me that Indira Peters, and now, hold on. And now Olinger, pass deflected and stolen there by Gibbs, who brings it past midcourt. Gives it up to Amelia now. Now down the baseline, puts it up, and she's fouled. But it just occurred to me that Indira Peters, Plainfield's powerful senior center, is not in the game. She's their leading scorer. I don't know if she's injured or not, but that certainly would play into Plainfield's favor. And then Taylor Norris hits the first free throw. That foul, by the way, on Kaya Habercorn, her second. Sophia Bryant coming in now. started early in the season, then lost her job to Taylor Norris. (16-9) your score. Second free throw is up and good after a couple of bounces and roll-arounds. So 16-10 now. And now a steal attempt tipped out of bounds to Cascade. So now 16-10 your score. Olivia with the ball. And now a steal. So, but a bad pass on the outlet, so no fast break, but Plainfield does maintain control nevertheless. Now Barker takes it in, and Ollinger, an odd underhanded shot, but it does go nevertheless, pushing the lead back up to 8. 5:25 to go here in the second quarter. Cascade trying to hang in there against a 4A team. And now inside, lay-in is good. Taylor Norris with 4. And now a steal there. She takes it in, puts it up off the glass and hits it. That was Amelia Bryant. She has 6 now. She's so now all of a sudden 4 in a row by Cascade. They cut the lead to 4. They're hanging tough. And then a bad pass goes out of bounds to Cascade. And I would expect Kurt Bench to take a timeout right here. And now into Olivia. She penetrates, then pitches out to Hannah, fakes a 3, drives in, puts it up herself. She draws the foul. So she will be going to the line. 4:36 to go in the second quarter. Plainfield just hanging in there. They were down 18 to 10. Then they scored 4 in a row. Now Hannah Rastek going to the line. She can cut it to 2. And she misses again. Free throw shooting, boy. Cascade just hits their free throws. They're ahead right now. They've got to start hitting their free throws. I don't know what the problem is, but it could be psychological. She misses them both. But offensive rebound, but she put it up way too hard. So Cascade shooting itself in the foot. Really just wasting good opportunities this afternoon. Now Ollinger drives in, tries to draw some contact. There is a whistle here. But, yeah, they're just, they've squandered several golden opportunities already. I mean, there's 3 bank shots that they just put way too much energy on. Ollinger hits the first one. They had a chance to cut it to 2. Now we're down by 5. Ollinger with the game-high 8. She hit them both. Cascade goes down by 6 now with 4:18 to go. Timeout now. Well, Cascade, could come back to win this game, especially with Indira Peters being out. She's a very strong presence on the inside for Plainfield, but, again, you can excuse being tired, playing your third game in less than 48 hours, but the thing that's discouraging in this game is just Cascade failing to capitalize on opportunities. I mean, if they seize, all the opportunities they're given, or at least 75% of them, they're in the lead right now over a Class 4A team with a 13-7 record. As it is, they're down by 6. Still, and the game's still a little over 2.5 quarters to play, but they got to, they have to stop leaving points on the field. So Olivia with the ball now. Now across court. 3. No good. Rebound, put it up. No good. So Cascade getting a lot of second chance shots, but just not making them. So Ollinger now over to Good, who drives into the lane, pitches over to a driving O'Day, puts it up, no good. And rebound knocked out of bounds to Plainfield with 3:44 to go here in the second quarter. Plainfield leading 20-14. And now a wide open 3, a blown coverage there. O'Day missed, though. Ollinger, however, gets the rebound. O'Day now on the right perimeter, now back to Ollinger, to Good. Now over to Woods. Ollinger now thinks about a long 3. That would have been an NBA 3. And now Ollinger drives into the lane, pitches out to O'Day, drives toward the lane, now pitches back out to Ollinger, over to O'Day again. 3:07 to go. Plainfield with the ball. And a 6-point lead here in the second quarter at Clayton. And now inside to O'Day, and she's fouled going for a shot. That will be the 6th foul against the Lady Cadets. That's going to be on Amelia Bryant, her first. Plainfield's committed 9 fouls, so 1 more, and Cascade gets in the double bonus. And now O'Day hits the free throw. But, the double bonus doesn't do you much good if you don't hit your free throws, which Cascade has really struggled to do over these last 3 nights. So now Schmidt coming in for Sophia Bryant for Cascade. O'Day's second one is good. She hit them both. She and Ollinger both have 9. Phillips and Barker both have 2. 22-14 your score now. 2-3 zone by the Lady Quakers. Olivia with the ball. Pitches over. Now back to Olivia. And now fakes on a 3. Pitches over to Olivia for 3. No good. And now Plainfield the rebound. Olivia got a good look on it. It just didn't fall. Now Ollinger with the ball now. Guarded by Olivia. Coming off a pick by Habercorn. Ollinger with a 3. No good. Rebound controlled by Woods. Gives it back to Ollinger with 2 of 3 to go here in the second quarter. Plainfield with the ball and an 8-point lead. Ollinger now behind the 3-point arc. Drives into the lane. And now she travels. Good break for Cascade. Now they got to capitalize on it. The story of the game so far, Cascade having opportunities but failing to capitalize. So now floater, no good, and now a jump ball. No, they got to travel. Oh, but they said that Plainfield had... No, okay, they got to travel against Cascade. Apparently some disagreement between the officials. Oh, and one of the officials just fell down. Not sure what happened, but he got up and appears to be okay. Whenever someone on the, I think it's Kurt Binge on the sideline talking to one of the officials. I think he was questioning the call. And it looks like there's some sort of object on the floor, maybe a piece of paper or something. No, I think it's a piece of tape, excuse me, or one of the floor markings. I apologize for that. So Plainfield with the ball, now 1:28 to go and counting. looks like they're going to be very conservative. Now, Ollinger suddenly drives, pitches over to Abby Phillips, and now, but she travels. So, Plainfield shooting itself in the foot, but unfortunately, Cascade, has shot itself in the foot quite a few times tonight also, and that's why they still trail by 8. Fatigue, probably at least some factor for in Cascade struggles. This is their third game in less than 48 hours. Under a minute to go in the first half now. Taylor Norris with the ball now. Over to Amelia. Now way cross court. Drives to the basket. Now three-pointer from the corner. No good. Cascade has not hit a three-pointer all game. And now no good by Ollinger on the driving shot. Amelia gets the rebound, gives it up to Olivia. 28 seconds to go. It would be great if Cascade could get some points before the end of the half. Oh, and a bad pass. Out of bounds. Really the story of the last two games for Cascade. I really wonder if it would have been better to just cancel the Cloverdale game, not reschedule it, rather than do this 3 in a row. I just don't. Maybe it'll end up making the girls tougher for having done it, but it certainly is not putting them in a good position. As they'll have a lot of time to recover in time for. They'll have more than 72 hours to recover, for senior day. And now a tip that keeps Plainfield from getting a last shot. So a very sloppy, dreary, painful first half comes to an end with Cascade trailing Plainfield 22-14 here on AudioSportsOnline.com. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the cadets, Hendricks Regional Health. Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall and North Salem State Bank. Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, and Dunn Insurance Agency. Gold Partner, Endeavor Communications. Silver Partner, Electric Plus. And Bronze Partner, Hankey Photography and DMH Photographics. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student-athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, we're at halftime of this afternoon game. It's the first of two varsity games that will take place in this gym today. Later tonight, we're going to have the boys against Indian Creek. Right now, Cascade is playing the cross-county rival Plainfield Lady Quakers, and Cascade is trailing 22-14. It's the second day in a row in which they had fewer than 20 points in the first half. Last night they had 16, so certainly fatigue having set in. This is a game in which both teams have been sloppy. It should be noted that Plainfield played last night too, and they're playing without their leading scorer and leading rebounder, a center, Indira Peters. And each team has made a lot of bad passes. Their shots have not been falling a lot. Cascade's missed a lot of free throws again. And Cascade really has not taken very good care of the basketball. They have rebounded well. They have, put forth the effort. They just, I think they're fatigued. I think they're mentally fatigued, And I think that, again, I just don't like that they, and granted, this late in the regular season, they did not have a whole lot of room to maneuver. But like I said, I'm even though obviously I wouldn't give up that huge come-from-behind thriller against Cloverdale, which I think is the best game I've ever commentated, I really wonder if it would have been for the greater good if the game had simply been canceled after the reschedule, after it was postponed a week ago yesterday and then on Monday again amid the terrible weather. I don't know, but certainly it did not put the girls in a good position. And while I have criticized some of their mistakes, and some of their mistakes I don't think are related to fatigue, but, a lot of their struggles overall I think are. I think you take away the Cloverdale game on Thursday night, I think Cascade wins last night. And I think they would have a fair shot to win today, especially with Plainfield playing without Peters. And they still could, but one thing I would like to see Cascade do, though, in the second half is do what they did in the first quarter last night against South Putnam, and then they seemed to abandon the strategy, which I think ended up being harmful because Cascade scored 7 points from the free throw line in the first quarter by just going inside and drawing a lot of fouls, and I'd like to see them try to do that tonight. They seemed to just quit doing it after the first quarter, and I think they might have had a shot to pull it out had they continued it for all 4 quarters against South Putnam. But anyway, let's look at the scoring before I forget. For Plainfield, Sarah O'Day has 9, Samantha Ollinger has 9, Abby Phillips has 2, and Aubrey Barker has 2. Meanwhile, for Cascade, Taylor Norris has 6, Amelia Bryant has 6, and Carly Gibbs has 2. Olivia Bryant and Hannah Rasnake, the two teams' leading scorers on the season, combining for 31 a game, had 0 in the first half. One thing that was really painful is that Cascade 3 times had a short bank shot and just put far more energy on it than it needed to, and it just ended up not only failing but bouncing far away from the goal. So now we got 5:30 on the halftime clock here, 2:35 your time of day. And I hope you all will get out here tonight for the this isn't exactly a doubleheader. Well, this is the kind of doubleheader that we have most of the time. Usually when the boys or girls are scheduled, it'll be a doubleheader between the varsity and junior varsity team. Once in a while, a few times a year, we'll do a doubleheader with the varsity boys and girls teams. But today we're doing something special, which is having a pair of doubleheaders. Right now, earlier this afternoon, the JV teams from these two schools played with Plainfield beating Cascade in overtime 46-42. Hallie Cansdale actually tied the game at the buzzer and sent it into overtime when she rebounded a missed free throw and put it in, and before Plainfield went on to win in overtime. And then tonight, the boys are going to play junior varsity doubleheader against Indian Creek, the Braves, a 3A team who enter with a record of 9-4. In their last game, by the way, they took Center Grove to overtime before losing. So, obviously, Indian Creek, a very formidable opponent. And so, hope y'all will get out there to see that one. The boys team got off to a slow start, struggled to fill the points. The offensive gap left by Evan Birch, who's now down at Franklin College, as well as Alec Alderson. But they really came into their own on Tuesday night with a very good 63-48 win over South Putnam. That gives me hope that they are turning the corner. And so hopefully that will be the case. Hopefully that will prove to be the case, and the Cadets, who are 5-8 on the season, will finally get their first winning streak. Dalton DuBois, really, in particular, I take my hat off to him. He had an outstanding game on Tuesday, and I remember the third quarter he had 2 breakaway dunks, and then the fourth quarter he had back-to-back 3-pointers, and after the second one, which really helped seal the game, he was like he looked like he was about to start laughing. He just had the smile on his face and held each hand out to his side like, wow, I wasn't expecting this. So that was great to see. But, I'll tell you, I usually listen to my, when I'm at my day job, I usually work, I very often listen to my broadcasts, the archived I listen, to the archived broadcasts that I've done, and which sometimes I do it for entertainment, sometimes just to help me figure out what I'm doing well and what I'm not doing so well, and how I can get better. And I have not yet listened to my call of the Cloverdale game on Thursday. I'm looking forward to it because I just went so crazy. I'm sure I'll get a lot of laughs out of it. I think I went even crazier than I did, in our victory over South Putnam this year. And in that game, I went even crazier than I did when we completed that comeback over Avon last year. So maybe one of these days I'll do a call as crazy as the one made by Icelandic soccer commentator Gudmundur Benediktsson when Iceland beat England a couple of years ago in the European Championship tournament. And one of the biggest upsets in soccer history. In fact, the England coach actually resigned in disgrace immediately after the game. But yeah, if you ever want a good laugh, I thought those Spanish-speaking soccer commentators were crazy, but go to the internet, look up. It's probably on YouTube under Icelandic soccer commentator, but in case you need to know his name, it's Gudmundur Benediktsson. The first name Gudmundur, last name Benediktsson. That guy's super crazy. I love him. I'd love to meet him someday. And so, yeah, that was a great moment in soccer history. And my mom, my mom is 74. She had never watched soccer closely until she watched a match with me in the Euro a couple of years ago, and then she got hooked. So disappointed, and I'm so disappointed that the USA is not going to be in the World Cup this year for her to see. So now, under 10 seconds left on the pre-game or pre-halftime or halftime clock or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. But what I was starting to say though, I'll hold that thought till the next dead ball. So Amelia inbounds to Olivia. We've got the starting five out now for Cascade. They trail by 8, so they're still in this game. They got to get some offense though. They got to protect the ball. Now inside, put it off the glass, no good. So another easy shot missed by Cascade. I think they're going to get Amelia for the foul on the rebound. Yeah, Cascade's left a lot of points on the field tonight. Maybe the fatigue is so bad that they're even having a hard time with the short bank shots. I'm sure not a lot of people are well equipped to play, 3 games, in less than 48 hours. So now Olinger with the ball. She pitches over now to O'Day, inside to Habercorn, and it's knocked loose, but Habercorn gets it back. But she knocked I think it was Olivia who got knocked down by Habercorn. I hope she's okay. She's slow to get up, but it is a foul on Habercorn. No, they're good. There's a foul on Cascade. Well, that's not how it looked to me. But the ref had a better look at it than I did, and that's one. I wish we had instant replay for stuff for moments like that. So now O'Day with the ball. Now puts it up. She hits it. O'Day with the game-high 12, and now Plainfield opens up a 11-point lead. Slow to get back on defense, however, and that leaves a wide-open shot that is no good there. I believe that was Norris who missed it. So Cascade missing all kinds of easy shots. Now a ball knocked away there from Olinger out of bounds to Plainfield. 6:53 to go here in the third quarter at Clayton. Cascade leading 25-14. The Lady Cadets playing their third game in less than 24 hours and looking like it. O'Day for 3, no good. And rebound by Cascade, and they control it. Amelia brings it up. I'm sorry, that was Hannah who brings it up. Inside to Trinity, but it's stolen by Habercorn, so just more sloppy ball handling by Cascade. Now Habercorn fakes a three, drives it all the way in, and she draws the foul. 6:21 to go. But what I was starting to say, I just wasn't my usual energetic self during that game last night because I expended so much energy in that double overtime game. And, I've commentated football, baseball, and softball. And Habercorn hits the first there, her first point of the game. And now it's a game-high 12-point Plainfield lead. Habercorn hits the second as well. Well, I don't know if Cascade, has the energy to overcome a 13-point deficit, this late in the game. And again, I'm not crazy about the way the schedule was done. It did not do them any favors. Olivia slipped but did get the ball away to Hannah. Now over to Amelia, fakes the three, and now drives to the basket, puts it up off the glass. She hit it. Amelia with a team-high 8. Cuts the lead back to, and now, beautiful move by Sarah O'Day. They got her for a travel. So I thought, she made a great layup attempt where she swung her arms down low and then up high to try to get around her defender, but traveled in the process. And now I believe it's Kurt Binch talking to one of the officials. No, I think he's talking to one of his players, excuse me. Cascade still down by 11. Now Olivia over to Trinity at the top of the key. Now over to Olivia at the right perimeter. Olivia and Hannah both scoreless today. That's probably going to have to change. And now Hannah picks the three, drives in. And now Olivia gets the ball. She hits it. Perfect on a three. So now all of a sudden Cascade has run off. And now there's a collision there between Ollinger and Olivia. That's on Olivia, her second. 5:16 to go here in the quarter. Cascade scored 5 in a row, cutting it from 13 to 8, so there's still a little glimpse of hope. But they've got to make sure they don't leave any more points on the floor, because that's the reason why they're trailing now, because so many points left on the floor so far. So now Habercorn posts up, beautiful spin move, no good. Rebound by Trinity, gives it up to Amelia, nearly stolen, gives it up to Olivia though. And now, Olivia traveled. I thought she was hacked, but they got her for a travel. So then, Cascade continuing to waste opportunities. Taylor Norris coming in now for Rasnake. So Ollinger with the ball now. Pitches over. Now a three-pointer by O'Day. No good. And it goes out of bounds to Cascade. Nice effort there by Woods to get the rebound, but doesn't quite do it. Now Cascade's got to capitalize. They've scored 5 in a row to cut the lead to 8. They got to get something here. And now Olivia's hacked there by Ollinger. Oh, I think she called a timeout first, though. Plainfield playing very tough defense. 30-second timeout for Cascade. A little over a quarter and a half to play. They trail by 8. 4:16 to go here in the third quarter at Clayton. 27-19 your score. Olivia finally just got her first points of the game on a three-pointer. Coach Carpenter looking fairly animated in the huddle right now. The other night at Cloverdale, I could actually hear some of his words very clearly. I can't quite do that. I'm not quite as close to him here. So Cascade's got to get some points here. Into Olivia in the backcourt. She's guarded by Ollinger. Habercorn also waiting. Olivia gets it past midcourt. Comes off a pick by Amelia. It's stolen, however, by O'Day. And now and O'Day nearly loses control, but comes up with it. And now we got a backcourt violation. No, they said it was touched by a Cascade player. I didn't think it was, but so Cascade squanders yet another opportunity. This is uncharacteristic of them. After those losing after the losing the double figure leads to Decatur Central and Indian Creek early in the season, Cascade has done a lot better at protecting leads and playing good fundamental ball. It's been a regression the last two games. Fatigue, certainly at least part of the factor. Now Amelia fouls Olinger in the act of shooting. That's Amelia's second, team fifth. No fouls yet this half against Plainfield, and Olinger hits the first one. So Cascade had their chances. They just, they've been sloppy. I mean, and their shooting they've taken what would normally be high percentage shots there, and now at the other end, Amelia puts it up and in. And now, Plainfield takes a timeout with an 8-point lead, 29-21 with 3:22 to go here in the 30-second timeout with 3:22 to go here in the third quarter at Clayton. Well, I'll tell you, it's been painful watching these last two games. I say that from the standpoint that you can just tell that the Lady Cadets are not playing at full strength through no fault of their own. I just, I hate to sound like a broken record, but I just wish they had not been put in the position of having to play 3 games in less than 72 hours. I mean, I don't care if you're an NBA team. No team is going to play their best when they're having to play that many games in such quick succession. And now Olinger has a game-high 13. She lays that one in, and it's a 10-point game. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter now. And now, beautiful feed in there. I believe that was Norris. It is, yes, 8. She has 8 by my count, cutting the lead to 8. 2:37 to go now. Olinger with the ball, pitches over to Woods. Now Woods wide open for 3. No good. Rebound. Cascade the rebound. She falls down but gets it over. Up to Trinity now, up to Olivia, who brings it past midcourt, finds Hannah down in the corner. Long 3. No good. Hannah still scoreless. That would have cut the lead to 5. Cascade, I believe, has only hit 1 3 all night. That was by Olivia. And certainly, when you're fatigued, it can, cause your shooting to be just a little bit off. Now Habercorn posts up, turnaround move, no good. And Cascade comes with the rebound. I believe it was Amelia who pulled it in. Now down to, I believe it's Carly Gibbs. Now she's fouled while she drives to the basket. 1:40 to go now. That was the first foul against Plainfield in this half. 1:40 to go here in the third quarter. That's on Barker, her third. First free throw, good.
And in the Cadets lineup, Cleveland and Grassley. And in the Quakers lineup, Good and Phillips.
She hit them both. Cutting the lead to 6. And that was Carly Gibbs, by the way, on the free throws. Cuts the lead to 6. So all of a sudden, Cascade, despite not playing particularly well, they have crept back in it. Now Habercorn with the ball, takes it to the basket and lays it in easily. Pushes it back up to 8. She was not well covered there. And now a near steal there. And drive to the basket, puts it up, but she doesn't put enough on it. No good there. I believe it was Emilius, and now Olinger brings it down, 1:04 to go. And now Olinger with the ball, pitches over to Woods. Now to Good. And now a near steal, but Olinger got hacked. It's going to be on Olivia. So Emma Parsons coming in for Olivia. Olivia, very disappointing pair of games. 8 last night, 3 tonight, or this afternoon, excuse me. She did have 34 at Cloverdale and really carried a lot of the game on her shoulders. Scored nearly half of our points. And now free throw line jumper, no good. Habercorn, however, the rebound. Under a minute to go. And now a beautiful behind-the-back dribble by Olinger. She drives to the basket, puts it up. No good. Tipped over, however, to Good for the rebound. Butler leading DePaul at halftime in college basketball. 17 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Plainfield very well could be holding for the last shot. 8 seconds to go now. Olinger puts it up on the jumper. No good. It's Cascade the rebound. 4 seconds. They got to get the awareness. They're not going to get the shot off. Bad clock awareness there. So after 3 quarters of play, Cascade trailing Plainfield 33-25 here on AudioSportsOnline.com. We'll be back with the final quarter after these words from our sponsors. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the Cadets, Hendricks Regional Health. Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall and North Salem State Bank. Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, and Dunn Insurance Agency. Gold Partner, Endeavor Communications. Silver Partner, Electric Plus. And Bronze Partner, Hankey Photography and DMH Photographics. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student-athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, we're about to start the fourth quarter with your Cascade Lady Cadets trailing the cross-county rival Plainfield Lady Quakers by a score of 33-28. It's been a game marred by fatigue by both sides. The Class 4A Lady Quakers have gotten a little bit of the better end of it, but Cascade still has hung in there. They played a little better offensively in the fourth quarter. Hopefully they'll, give it all they got for these last 8 minutes, pull out the win, and then go home and, rest, all day today, all day tomorrow, and then, get your energy back for the Senior Day Showdown with Avon on Tuesday. So Olinger with the ball now. And to Habercorn, guarded by Katie Cleveland. Habercorn takes it in, and she draws the foul. Kaya Habercorn is doing a lot of good things underneath. She's still got another year to grow and mature. She looks like she very well, especially with her size, could be playing college ball in a couple of years. Foul on Katie Cleveland, her first, team 7th. Habercorn good on the free throw, the first one, pushing the lead back up to 9. Cascade did get it down to 6. No good on the second one. Cascade pulls down the rebound. Olivia brings it up, trailing by 9. 7:41 to go in the fourth quarter. Now Katie sets a pick. A bad pass, though, and it's stolen. Bad passes, sinking Cascade. And now Olinger, jumper just inside the free throw lane. She swishes it. She has a game-high 15. The lead goes back up to 11, so Plainfield's run off 5 points in a row now since Cascade had cut it to 6. So Hannah with the ball coming off a pick. Turns around, and she's fouled. Could be on Habercorn, could be on Good. Only the second foul against only the second foul against Plainfield in the half, however. So Amelia coming in now for Hannah. Very disappointing game. Only, in fact, I shouldn't say only. 0 points on the game. Olivia only 3. And now a drive to the basket, puts it up, draws the foul. So Amelia will be going to the line. She has a team high 10. She hit it. Norris and Rasnick coming back in for Cascade. Cleveland and one other player, I couldn't tell who's sitting down for Cascade. No good. She only made 1 of 2. Cascade's free throw shooting struggles continue. And again, maybe fatigue's a little bit of the reason for that. 36-26 your score, 6:47 to go. Plainfield with the lead and the ball. Ollinger dribbles behind the back, drives in, shoots a short jump shot, no good. Cascade comes away with the rebound. She just wasn't paying. That happened twice last night where a player was dribbling down court, wasn't paying attention, got it stolen from behind her. And however, no good on the other end by Plainfield. Now Olivia passes down court to Amelia, and she's fouled. I don't think she was in the act of shooting. Nevertheless, third foul of the half. It's going to be on Ollinger, her third. It would be great if we could get some of these Plainfield players fouled out. So now Hostetler coming in, and Emma Parsons, the 5'6" freshman, sitting down. And now inside to Trinity. Now she gives back. Now Trinity puts up a short jump shot. She hits it. Hostetler only a 2-point-a-game scorer, but she scored her average right there. And it's a time when we really need it. Cuts the lead to 8, 6:09 to go. Still a little bit of hope for Cascade. And now inside to Habercorn. Puts it up off the glass. No good. Amelia the rebound. Brings it back up. Got to capitalize. No, I'm sorry, that was Hannah. Excuse me. Over to Olivia. Olivia's dribbling near midcourt. She better be careful she doesn't step on the line. Now over to Hannah. It's tipped, but she maintains control. Now over to Trinity, and they got it's going to be a foul on Barker. So now all of a sudden the foul's starting to pile up on Plainfield. That's her fourth. That would be great if we could get her out of there. 5:39 to go. Into Olivia in the backcourt. And now, oh boy, that was going for now. And now she's fouled out. She's fouled out. Barker, I don't know what she was thinking there. She went for a very aggressive steal, and so she's out of the game now. So that should help us a little bit. And now 6 fouls, team fouls. I'm surprised that Barker did that, knowing, unless she maybe lost track that she already had. Maybe she didn't realize she had 4. So anyway, we've still got 8 points to make up. Nearly 5.5 minutes to do it. Now inside, bad pass. So Cascade shooting itself in the foot once again. 3-pointer by Good. No good. And fight for the rebound. There's a whistle. There's a foul. Let's see who it's against. It's going to be against Plainfield. Good. So Cascade in the bonus now. Now we got to hit our free throws. Habercorn. That's her third. Boy, that would be great if we if we could get her out of there. Habercorn, their strongest inside presence, with Indira Peters not playing tonight. Oh, and they missed the free throw, but Trinity, I think it was Taylor got the rebound. It's stripped away, though, so another opportunity squandered. And now, all of a sudden, Plainfield, being very methodical, no shot clock. They, with an 8-point lead, they certainly can afford to milk the clock as much as they want. And now drive to the basket, and Olinger gets the foul in the act of shooting.
Cadets team foul on Indira Peters. Olinger at the line.
Amelia Bryant, the foul, that's her fourth, team eighth. Olinger is good on the free throw. Now Gibbs coming in for Amelia. Olinger hits both. She has a game-high 17. It's a 10-point lead now, 4:35 to go. Well, they got over 72 hours until the Avon game. You might as well just, give it all you got the rest of the way. And now Hannah, finds a space, drives in, and apparently a clean block there. Olinger gets the rebound. And she takes it coast to coast, puts it up, and draws the foul. No, they got it for the charge, excuse me. So that's her fourth. Boy, that would be great if we could get her out of there. So Olivia brings it up. Guarded by Olinger. Olivia for three. She hit it. She hit it. Cuts the lead to 5. We're still in this. Olivia with 6 now. All of them coming on 3-point field goals. So, still got a little bit of hope here as the clock stops with 3:58, nearly half a quarter to play. And it's a 30-second timeout by Cascade. We got the lead cut to 7. Nevertheless, that's still relative striking distance. And with Barker gone and with Olinger having 4. And Olinger will probably be less aggressive now with 4 fouls, so, that could really help us a lot. Although we got to really try to foul her out. She has 17. So Cascade, this would be a very sweet win. And I do apologize if I'm sounding overly negative, but I mean, obviously this is to watch, your team when they've been put in this kind of position, playing 3 days in a row. It is not a pleasant thing to watch, and it's certainly prevented them from playing their best tonight. But this is a wonderful group of young ladies, and I am proud to be their commentator. And so it's just a shame that the schedule worked out the way it did with the 3 games in about 44 hours. I don't know how much time Cascade's going to give to foul because, Plainfield obviously. And now Olinger drives in, puts it up and hits it. Goes back up by 9, 3:10 to go. Now let's try to get her fouled out. She has 4. Barker is already gone for Plainfield. Now we got to get, we can't be that methodical looking for a shot. I mean, down by 9, under 3 minutes to go now. So Olivia, and for 3, in and out. Boy, that almost went. That would have cut it to 6. But now with Plainfield with the ball in a 9-point lead, 2:34 to go, they have a firm grip on this one. It's theirs to lose. So now O'Day drives to the basket, puts it up, no good. A rebound, I believe, by Hannah. She brings it down herself. She has not scored tonight. Gives it over to Olivia. Back to Hannah. And we got a timeout, Cascade, and even 2 minutes to go. They trail by 9. Well, Cascade has shown a lot of heart. They've they've given the effort, certainly. And another thing I'll say, I never thought about this aspect before, but certainly another thing is that I'm sure the practice was chaotic this week, and there wasn't a lot of opportunity to prepare for each individual opponent. So who knows, how little time they've had to, study Plainfield game film and things like that, when you have 3 opponents in 3 days. I can only imagine. If I were to interview Coach Carpenter, I would ask him, what they did. I mean, I maybe Monday prepare for Cloverdale, Tuesday prepare for South Putnam. Well, and of course, remember, and another thing, they didn't even know, I think, until Wednesday night that they were going to be playing South Putnam because starting off this week, I think there were 4 different potential WIC crossover opponents they could have had. So certainly, although obviously having played South Putnam this season, that did help a little bit, but certainly Cascade really just had the deck stacked against them this week through no fault of their own. And yeah, there are plays that they made that, that there are opportunities that they missed, but I think this is fatigue more than anything else. And certainly they should be given a pass for it. It's frustrating for me because I know how well they play when they're at 100%. I just wish they'd been put in a position where they could play 100% these last 2 days. So now drive to the basket, puts it up off the glass. No good, gets her own rebound, puts it up and in. That was Taylor Norris. She has 10. Cuts the lead to 7, but only 1:33 to go. Cascade, they did get the points, but they expended a lot of time in doing it. They're going to have to foul soon. Habercorn with the ball now. Now a minute 7. They're going to. They've let nearly 30 seconds run off on this possession. They're going to have to, if they don't get the steal, they're just going to have to foul. They're down by 7, under a minute to go now. Come on, what are they waiting for? And now they finally, it takes them really about 35 seconds to start showing any urgency. I think they should have given maybe 10, 15 seconds for a steal, but yeah, that was just way too long. Parsons finally commits the foul, team 9th. So Woods going to the free throw line. She has not scored yet. She hits it, and the lead's back up to 8. 53 seconds to go. Hannah Rasnick coming in. She has not scored tonight. Olivia has scored 6, all in the second half. Those two combined for 31 a game on the season. No good on the second free throw. Cascade under a minute to make up 8 points. Olivia with the ball. She's guarded. Now pitches inside to Trinity. Now over to Hannah. Over to Olivia. They're taking too much time to shoot. Back over to Hannah. Back to Olivia. Olivia for 3. No good. And now the Cascade gets the rebound. Olivia gets it back. Gives it over to Hannah. Now Hannah drives inside the lane. Puts it up. No good. And then a foul on the putback. So Amelia will be going to the line, but only 20.2 seconds to go. Cascade, just taking too much time to shoot. First one's good. Amelia with a team high 12. So Emma Parsons coming back into the game. Hannah sitting down, scoreless. She hit them both. Now they got a foul immediately. What are they waiting for? Down to 16. I mean, this terrible, terrible clock management here. Yeah, and now there's almost no point. Yeah, they just, well, that really sums up the way it goes. I mean, they had, I'll give my thoughts after the game. That just really epitomizes the way the last 2 days have gone. Cascade hangs tough. They lose to Plainfield 41-35 here on audiosportsonline.com. We'll be back with a recap and a look ahead to the boys' game tonight and the girls' senior day game on Tuesday after these words from our sponsors. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the cadets, Hendricks Regional Health, Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, and North Salem State Bank, Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, and Dunn Insurance Agency, Gold Partner, Endeavor Communications, Silver Partner, Electric Plus, and Bronze Partner, Hankey Photography, and DMH Photographics. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student-athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton for a final time this afternoon, where your Cascade Lady Cadets have lost at home for the second time in 24 hours. This time 41-35 to the Plainfield Lady Quakers, a Class 4A team who improved to 14-7 with the win. Plainfield also won the county tournament earlier this month. And Plainfield was playing their third game in less than 24 hours, Thursday night in a game that was rescheduled, first from a week ago yesterday, then from Monday because of weather. Put them in a position where they had to play 3 games in under 48 hours. The first game expended a great portion of their energy. They trailed at Cloverdale on Thursday by a score of 30-12 before they went on a 25-1 run. Finally won the game in double overtime, 79-73. Then they came home last night thinking that, when the schedule was first made, it was going to be their first game in 6 days. But unfortunately, it was their second game in as many days following the double overtime thriller. They played a South Putnam team in the Western Indiana Conference crossover game, a team that they beat 55-52 in their regularly scheduled game back on December 16th. And, the game was just marred by fatigue. And so, not surprisingly, playing for the second game in just about 18 hours, fatigue once again. The F words the last 2 days for Cascade has been fatigue. So, all game, the Lady Cadets, they did play, they did play as if they wanted it, but that their brains and their bodies were not cooperating. And when I say brains, I am not implying any lack of intelligence. I want to really explain that statement. But what I'm saying is often when people are physically tired, it affects their mental performance. And Cascade, at several times today, they played like they were not functioning 100% mentally. Understandably so. I'm not knocking them for it. I'm not criticizing their effort. They just made made sloppy passes. They missed several very easy shots. Missed a lot of free throws for the second night in a row. And the thing that really sums up the whole game is, with 20 seconds left, Amelia Bryant hits 2 free throws, cutting the lead to 20. With 20 seconds to go, Amelia Bryant hits 2 free throws, cutting the lead to 6, 41-35. Now, you don't have a big chance to come back and win, but it's a 2-possession game. If you make a foul and, the other team misses the free throw or free throws, and you can tie with the 3, with over 10 seconds left, and it's a 1-possession game. Now, certainly in the position Cascade was in, trailing by 6 with 20 seconds to go, they probably, didn't have more than a 1 in 30, maybe 1 in 40 chance to come back and win. But that's enough of a chance to go for it. And in that situation, pure fundamentals, what you have to do, basically in that situation, if you don't steal the inbounds pass, you got to foul immediately. And Cascade, after they, looked like they weren't sure what they wanted to do. And finally, after 10 seconds, I think they decided what's the point and then let the clock run out. And, that just summed up the way the last two games have gone. It's an unfortunate situation that the Lady Cadets were put in. It's not their fault. And again, yes, there were things they could have done better yesterday and today. But, I believe, based on the way Cascade's played down the stretch, especially starting with the South Putnam win on December 16th, I believe if you took the Cloverdale game out of the equation, had that been played as when it was originally scheduled a week ago yesterday or on Monday night, I think they would have won last night and very possibly won tonight, since the Plainfield was without their starting center and their leading scorer and rebounder, Indira Peters. At least it would have been a neck-and-neck game. So, I blame the scheduling far more than anything else. And I don't know what factors were involved with the athletic department. I don't know if there were financial situations where, it would have hurt financially had they canceled the Cloverdale game. I'll leave that to the athletic department. I'm not saying I fault them. I understand this late in the season. If the game had to be made up, there were, being that next week is the end of the regular season, you didn't have much room to maneuver. So, what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. And since all of the Cascade Lady Cadets made it into the locker room, I assume these two games the last 2 days didn't kill them, so they will exit this stronger and having learned from it and stronger for the rest of the season. Look at the individual scoring before I forget, because I did forget last night. And you see, when I talk about fatigue, I'm not exempting myself. I've made mental mistakes the last two games because I'm so tired too, because that Cascade game wore me down so much mentally. And I remember the late chess player Bobby Fischer once I think it was the Dick Cavett show, saying that he actually tried to, that part of his preparation for chess was swimming and tennis, and the audience laughed thinking he was joking, and then he emphasized that he was serious, saying that, chess, is such a mentally demanding game, it can wear you down physically as well, so you have to be in good shape. So, yeah, the mental and the physical do feed off each other. But, okay, let me start over again. Scoring for Cascade, Amelia Bryant led the way with 13, Taylor Norris with 10, Olivia Bryant with 6, Carly Gibbs with 4, and Trinity Hostetler with 2. Meanwhile, for Plainfield, Samantha Ollinger had 19, Sarah O'Day had 12, Kaya Habercorn had 5, Abby Phillips had 2, Aubrey Barker had 2, and Macy Woods had 1. But the two key stats for Cascade, Olivia Bryant with 6, Hannah Rasnick with 0. When Olivia and Hannah combine for 6 points on the game, Cascade's going to lose about 99% of the time, especially against a very good Class 4A team, which Plainfield is. So, it's disappointing. It hurts, but, the girls just have to understand they were put in an almost no-win situation the last 2 days through no fault of their own. They have a lot to feel proud of for that win out at Cloverdale. And it's not like they were embarrassed. I mean, they lost by 8 last night, and then to a very good 4A team, they lost by 6 tonight. So all things considered, how tired they were, they did very well, all things considered. And, and I do apologize if I was too hard on the girls. It's just, obviously, I am a fan first and foremost. I'm a commentator second, fan first. I always want to be remembered that way. I never want this to be like a job. I think what you have to do is find things that you love working hard at, and sports commentary is one of those things for me. I'm a fan before I'm a commentator, and as a fan, naturally I want my team, Cascade, to play their best all the time, and sometimes intellectually, even though intellectually I know it's not realistic with the situation they were put in this week, sometimes, my heart forgets what my head knows, and I do apologize for that, but I do have a great love for this community, for this school, and for the young, boys and girls who I commentate for Cascade Sports, and I'm tremendously honored and privileged to be their commentator. So please know that nobody loves Cascade more than I do, and I've had such a wonderful ride with the boys and girls basketball the last 2 seasons, football last season, and I hope to come around for many more decades covering Cascade Sports. Looking forward also to doing baseball and softball in the spring, and so I'm just really honored and proud to be part of this program, and I'm looking forward to many more victories and championships with the cadets, teams in all sports over the years. So please know that. Looking ahead, tonight we have a tonight we have a boys varsity, junior varsity doubleheader with the Indian Creek Braves. They're a Class 3A team who enters tonight's game with a record of 9-4. Their last game, they took Center Grove to overtime, so this is a very high-quality opponent. Our boys still, they've been struggling they've struggled for most of the season to fill the scoring gap left by Evan Birch and Alec Alderson. They're finally, starting to get the chemistry together and play a little better. I really believe that Tuesday night's 63-48 win here at Clayton over South Putnam was a turning point for this team. That's not to say they're definitely going to win tonight, because they do play a very good Class 3A team. So the main thing tonight, forget about who wins or loses. See how does Cascade play. If they play their best and they lose, no shame. I always say there's nothing wrong with losing. There's everything wrong with losing for all the wrong reasons. For the most part, the Cascade girls, there's a few things they could have done better, but for the most part, they did not lose for the wrong reasons. They lost simply because they were put into pretty close to a no-win situation because of that quirk in the schedule, having 3 games in under 48 hours. And the boys, in contrast, you got to feel good for the boys. They've had 4 days to rest since that South Putnam game. So anyway, we will be bringing you the varsity portion of that broadcast. We will be broadcasting the varsity portion of that doubleheader tonight. Pregame starting at 7:15. The JV game to start at 6. Hope you all will get out here or at least tune in. And then for the girls, looking ahead, the girls will be back in action here at Clayton on Tuesday night. For a very special night, it will be Senior Day, the day that we honor this wonderful 7-woman class of Olivia Bryant, Amelia Bryant, Sophia Bryant, Hannah Rasnake, Trinity Hostetler, Abby Church, and Katie Cleveland. 7 young ladies who've grown up here in this beautiful community, who've been playing together, starting with youth basketball for about 10 years now, given thousands of hours and, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and even a few injuries along the way, putting it all into this program. And tonight, Tuesday night, is going to be their last regular season home game. They will be playing here at Cascade in the playoffs, but they will be honored for their, contributions, for everything they've given to us on Tuesday night. So please, unless you absolutely can't, please be here to support that one. And we will be bringing it to you here online on Audio Sports Online with the pregame starting at 7:15. The opponent is a very good one, the Avon Lady Orioles, who are one of the turnaround stories of the year in Indiana high school sports. They've had 9 consecutive losing seasons. They have clinched and into that this year. They are 12-8. And doing it in a very unorthodox manner under head coach Corey White, who's actually their 4th head coach in 4 years, and it looks like she's the long-term solution to the program. But Cascade is Avon. See, I called them by the wrong name twice. I called them Plainfield and Cascade before I called them by the correct name, Avon. That shows where my mental state is. I still haven't fully recovered from that Thursday night game. If you want a good laugh, go listen to my call of that game. I go pretty crazy, losing both my voice and my mind. But anyway, looking at Avon, like I said, they're winning. They've already clinched an end to a streak of 9 consecutive losing seasons, and they're doing it in a most unusual manner with their 3 leading scorers. Well, their leading scorer is a sophomore. Their second and third leading scorers are freshmen. They're led by dominating 5'11" sophomore center Haley Nichols, who's the team's leading scorer with 13.8 rebounds per game, 13.8 points per game, and leading rebounder with 8.5 per game. And then second on the team is 5'8" freshman guard Zakia Rashid, who averages 13.4 points and 2 steals a game. And then finally in the middle, at power forward, they have Alex Richard, a well-built, well-chiseled player. You know, if you see her, I think you'd be shocked to see she's only a freshman because she looks like a senior. Her body is so well developed, and she's 5'11" as well, and she is averaging 6.7 points and 6.3 rebounds a game, as well as 1.9 blocks a game, leading the team in that category. So they're going to be as good as they are now, being led by 2 freshmen and a sophomore. Just imagine what they're going to be in a couple of years. So if Cascade's going to beat them, now's the time to do it, and especially since Avon's going to want to get revenge for what we did to them last year when we came back from 20 down in the second quarter to beat them at their place. So anyway, the only problem is when they're playing that game, then the Cascade boys will be out at Cloverdale. We were going to have a boys-girls varsity doubleheader against Cloverdale, but we had to split that up because of all the rescheduling. So the boys will play at Cloverdale on Tuesday night, unfortunately coinciding with our senior day. I hate for any of you to miss our senior day, but if you go see the boys, certainly you'll be missing senior day for a good cause, and you'll be treated to seeing the leading scorer in the state. Cloverdale features 5'9" guard Jalen Moore. He's a very dynamic player, and last year he was in the shadow of Cooper Neese, the 7th leading scorer in state history. He's now playing at Indiana State, where he's redshirting as a freshman. And but this year Moore has come in. Last year he actually was the team's leading scorer, but still got lost in Moore's shadow. This year, Moore averaging 37.1 points a game, and he's already signed to play college basketball at Utah State. So, and then finally, Cascade closes out the regular season Thursday at Speedway, which is about 2 miles from my house. So I will probably drop by to see that one as well. It's currently not on the broadcast schedule, but who knows? Maybe that'll change. We've had certainly a lot of schedule changes lately. But anyway, wrapping things up here for our first session tonight. Once again, Cascade falling to Plainfield in a fatigue-riddled game, 41-35. The Lady Cadets dropped to 9-11, losing their second consecutive game since evening their record at 500 for the first time all season. But they still have a chance to, if they beat Avon on Tuesday on Senior Day, and then which is about a 50-50 chance, I think. And then if we beat Speedway on Thursday, which is probable, we will at least finish the regular season at 12-12 and have a chance to go above 500 in the tournament, which would be the sweetest time to do it. Well, this concludes our broadcast. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and I cordially invite you to do so again tonight at 7:15 as the Cascade Cadets challenge the Indian Creek Braves in boys basketball, and then again on Tuesday night at 7:15 as the Cascade Lady Cadets challenge the Avon Lady Orioles on the Cascade Senior Day. Until we meet again for AudioSportsOnline.com, this is Lec Zorn reminding you there is a difference only you can make.